Hello, sir.
Good morning, everybody. I'm audible.
Yes, sir. We still have a minute or two before we will start. Or you want to start? We can wait for another minute because it's still, a minute less for 11 o'clock.
Recording in progress.
Yes, sir. We can. I believe we can start. So just I will give you an introduction before I hand over to you. Should we start, sir? Raju Setia ji. Sir, you able to hear me? Hello, Raju ji, you able to hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Ankit. Raju sir is not able to hear us.
Maybe he would be joining in another maybe 2-3 minutes.
Sure. So we'll wait till then.
No problem.
Other side से voice नहीं आ रही. अभी और बोलो. I mean, unable to hear Mr.
Hi, Raju ji, you able to hear us?
Not. Oh, yeah. Hello. Hello, Mr.
Yes, Raju sir.
Yeah. Because you were not audible to us. That was the problem. I don't know the.
Acha, you able to hear us now?
Now you are perfect. I believe me too.
Okay. So we'll start now. I will introduce and then we will begin.
Yeah.
Okay. So on behalf of Anand Rathi Shares and Stockbrokers, I welcome all the participants to Chamanlal Setia Exports Limited Q1 FY24 earnings conference call. Today we have with us from the company's side Mr. Raju Setia, who is Joint Managing Director. We also have Mr. Ankit Setia, the Executive Director, and Mr. Sankesh Setia, who is also Executive Director. Without wasting much of the time, I would like to hand over the floor to Mr. Raju Setia for his opening comment and followed by a Q&A session. Over to you, sir.
Morning, everybody. I welcome and thank everyone for joining us on FY24 earning call. And I know the biggest $1 million question in everybody's mind is the fall of revenue in this particular quarter. And at outset, I would like to explain that there has been two factors for this issue. The first and foremost is this flooding and weather conditions which happened. It not only hit our own states, Haryana, Punjab, UP, and other parts of Uttarakhand and this area where basmati is grown. The port, Gujarat in particular, because of Biparoy, was affected. All our shipments were almost held. I can say almost our last month of the quarter was almost washed out. Whatever we achieved in that quarter was dispatches of second month, May. They formed the part of last quarter sales. So it was like, I can say almost 2 months sale or 2.5 months sale, whatever we define it. This is one of the major reasons. Apart from that, there was some commercial reason also. The prices of basmati, which I indicated in last year earning call also, the prices had suddenly come down, and it is natural for any business. When the prices start coming down, people wait for the bottom down of the prices to come for the buying, and that's why there was a bit slow, lukewarm attitude from the customers also. Yes, but it helped us other way. The low prices was kind of an opportunity for us. The company procured a lot of material at low price, which added to the very high profitability, highest level profitability of the company in this particular quarter. So this is a blessing in disguise for us. So this is how it happened. Now I'll come about the crop. The paddy crop in the state of Haryana and Punjab, UP and Uttarakhand is victim of floods and very heavy downpour. We are not yet sure about, there is no identification of non-basmati area under paddy and basmati area under paddy. There is no correct pictures available. But one thing is there. I checked with the EDF APEDA. The basmati rice can be grown till 15th of August. There is a possibility that can be grown till that period. And as regard non-basmati, which is MSP kind of rice, that is not possible to grow because that is grown in the month of June till 15th June, and basmati is grown in the months of July. After mid-July it is sown, and the climate is conducive, it can be grown as per the BDS. Yes. As regard the present scenario, which you must be questioning, that ban by the government. The government of India has banned non-basmati varieties, and non-basmati varieties, apart from MSP varieties and other coarse grain, it includes high value non-basmati varieties also, which includes Sona Masuri, which is very important and famous for South Indian people living abroad. Apart from that, Suvarna rice is there, Poni rice is there, black rice is there, Kala Namak rice is there. These all kind of, they fall under non-basmati category, so are prohibited. And this is going to be again unfortunately or fortunately a boom for basmati rice, because basmati rice is likely to become substitute for all these varieties. So we feel because of this reason, and it depends how much the crop comes. These two factors will matter: the ensuing crop and this in particular substitution by basmati. This is how we feel the prices will remain either high or stable at the present elevated levels. Now let me address highlights of the first quarter. I am delighted to share that we reported strong margin profile because of the opportunity of procuring at the lower prices in the beginning of the current financial year, which I said earlier also. It was also highlighted in my previous earning call. Our value, the very positive factor which came for the company, not for this quarter, for future also, and the rice suit well for diabetic, which is robust in this quarter, surpassing the total sales, the entire sale of FY23, which was just how much percentage? Which was 7 to 8%. And this particular quarter, we have 17% sale of rice suitable for diabetics, which is a dynamic achievement, and it's a very good decision of Sankesh and his team. They participated in one exhibition in such part of the world where they got very good response and very good distributors were set up. And this rice admittedly gives us a better profitability, and it will help in sustaining our profitability in rest of the year too. Yes, I have to. Yes, there is another factor which I not totally explained regarding the fall of exports. 16% year on year. There is in the preceding corresponding period, we had been exporting broken rice to China. The fall of revenue is about 16%. Because the broken rice has been prohibited by the government. And the other factor I have already explained is Biparjoy, which affected our sales of this quarter. And however, the profitability is all-time best for this quarter. In my opinion, I have said it in the past also, the real and true marker of the business is profitability, not only turnover. And now I will hand over the call to Mr. Sankesh Setia to take you through the key highlights of Q1-24. Thank you. Sankesh?
Hello everyone, good morning. I hope I'm audible. I'm clear enough.
Yeah, you are clear.
Okay. I would like to first inform Biparjoy is name of the cyclone. So it wasn't mentioned by you. So anyhow, coming to the key highlights of Q1 FY24. First, I would like to welcome everyone and thank you for attending this meeting on the call on Zoom. So Q1 FY24, our operating revenue has been declined by 36% year on year and 26% QOQ to rupees 263 crores due to the reasons explained by Mr. Rajiv Setia. With our more than 4 decades of experience and constant focus on operational efficiencies have resulted in the expansions of our margin profile. The gross profit for Q1 FY24 is at rupees 66.5 crores, down 28% year on year and up by 3% Q on Q. Gross margins expanded by 285 BPS year on year and 722 BPS QOQ to 25.3% in Q1 FY24. EBITDA was up by 17% year on year and declined 20% Q on Q to rupees 38.7 crores. The EBITDA margin has been improved by healthy 664 BPS year on year and 109 BPS QOQ to 14.7% in Q1 FY24. Profit after tax was at rupees 27.5 crores in Q1 FY24, up by 23% year-on-year and down 27% QOQ. EPS for the quarter stood at rupees 5.3. For the quarter, our export sale volume, excluding China, declined by 20% year-on-year, and export sale value, excluding China, declined by 13% year-on-year. China included 34,735 metric ton non-basmati exports in Q1 FY23, post which Government of India prohibited export of non-basmati rice in September 2022. In the current quarter, Asia Pacific region contributed 35%, Middle East and Africa region contributed 50%. American and Europe region collectively contributed 15% to the overall sales. Average export realization for the quarter stood at rupees 92.8 per kg for the whole quarter. Our flagship brand Maharani sales has a robust quarter, contributing around 17% to the overall sales. The branded sales grew by 83% year-on-year. Our focus now turns our brand and a new performer like rice suitable for diabetes and brown rice segment to sustain the growth of this momentum. Rice suitable for diabetic has contributed 8% to overall sales in Q1 FY24. These products continue to be well received by consumers, providing us the confidence that these products will fuel the company's next leg for growth. The company is growing the export market and has made a remarkable progress in countries like Yemen, Israel, Mauritius, Egypt and Canada. Overall, we are encouraged by our start and remain confident about delivering good performance this year. With our robust on-ground execution capabilities, strong customer relation and increasing distribution reach through exhibitions and a lot of traveling, we believe we are well positioned to achieve sustainable growth in the medium to the long term. With this, I would like to open the floor to the questions and answers, and thank you very much for listening to me.
Before opening the house, I would introduce my nephew and ED of the company, Mr. Ankit Setia, who our company sales were around 300 crore when he joined as a director, and he is the key factor of the improving sales to thousands crore. He is very dynamic in sales and very disciplined in handling the affair of the rice milling. And I would like him to speak for a few minutes, and then we'll immediately open the house for question answer. Over to Ankit.
Hello, everybody. My voice is audible?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I see very good quarters. The last quarter, if you see, the ending quarter, January, February, March 2023 was a very strong quarter. And even June, July, August quarter, if you see, the difference in revenue has come only because of the broken ban, the difference which came because we could not supply broken rice. Otherwise, the quarter is absolutely the same what it was in terms of revenue. The difference you can see, the percentage of profit has gone up. It is around 14%. Like my Chachaji said, we were able to procure the rice at very low point, and that has helped us. You can see the entire years, the revenue and the margin on it, on profit, was extremely good. regarding this quarter, which has just ended, margins were very good, which is visible. And even the next quarter, the coming quarter, we have the stocks. The stock value is low, and we are doing good revenue even in the next quarter. And I think you will see very good results. About the next year also, because there is a ban now on white rice. So the only focus of the buyer is basmati rice, which is our key area. And because I think the next year also is going to be bullish, I see very strong results even for the future for the company. Like Sankesh said, now our focus is to increase the sales of brands. So this is the challenge we have taken up, and I think within few years you will see the percentage of revenue will be coming maximum from branded sales. So that is all what I wanted to say. Thank you.
The house is open for question answer.
Hi everyone. So anybody wishing to ask a question can raise their hand, and participant wishing to ask a question can raise their hand. We have a question from Yogensh Jaswani. Yogensh, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi sir, Yogansh here. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Firstly, sir, congratulations on a good set of results, even in a difficult environment. So, sir, like you were mentioning about the inventory pricing, that it is at a lower level, and then we saw this ban coming in. So, it might have affected price, and the prices would have been very volatile. So, if you could talk a little more about कि अभी इस समय inventory का क्या situation है, अपने books पे कितनी inventory होगी, और क्या average pricing चल रही होगी, और market में भी बासमती का और paddy का क्या average realization चल रही है?
Yeah, I would like to answer. The prices of rice had gone around 107 rupees, 7-8 rupees prior to a year and 31st or around that period. Of course, we had factored these prices while selling. Our commitments were with reasonable profits. But as I mentioned in last earning call, the prices are coming down. This was questioned by a couple of investors, and they knew the prices are coming down, and I admitted the prices are coming down. How they are going to affect us was also questioned. You never know the future, but the moment this ban was declared, or it was in offing, I mean, sometimes rumors come or the news channels start speaking, the prices started going up. Now the price, which was 1067, I'm talking of 1121 basmati raw rice, had gone to 110, 108 suddenly, and the lowest price had come to 90 rupees. It came to 90, and from 90 it is 110. So it's a considerable increase. Of course, companies maintaining very good stocks.
Can I add something? Hello? Chacha, can I add something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Okay.
What is your name? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Yogansh.
Yogansh.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yogansh, if you understand the rice business, there is one crop in 1 year. Okay. So the next crop has started to come in. It is in the early phases. Less crop is coming. More mature crop will come in September. October it will pick up and it will peak in November. So if you read any law of manufacturing, it says that you should be just in time for your raw material. So the raw material should come in the morning, you should process it, you should sell it on cash by night time, right? Raw material should get on credit and you should sell it on cash. This is the law of manufacturing. But in our business, because crop comes only once in a year, crop comes once in a year, you get the best prices when it is October, November. Because then after that, for the next, let's say 7-8 months, you will not get the raw material. So by the time, new crop is coming, it is better to finish your old stocks. This is common sense. That when the flood of crop will be coming, when the glut of crop will be coming, the prices will be lower. So no point, holding the old crop, which will be carrying the interest cost, which will be carrying so many other costs, warehousing costs, So now is the time, now is the quarter, you should, get rid of all the stock you have. You should be cash rich and you should buy the new raw material at the lowest level. So you ask, what is the current stock level? We have sufficient stock level to last the next quarter. We have sufficient stock level to last the branded business, which requires old rice. And moment we will touch the next quarter, we will be ready with our money, with our cash flows to jump on the raw material at the lowest pricing. So that is why you can see, the interest rate of the company is also very low. And we have fixed deposits for the company, which is only possible because, we are getting rid of the expensive old raw material we have, and we are jumping on to buy the new raw material at lower prices. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you are fairly right on every single aspect that you touched upon. And in fact, I've been invested in this company and tracking it for almost 6-7 years now. So I've seen the entire journey of how we have come into become, a cash-rich company. I've seen that every year, half year, we have, we have sufficient cash. I think instead of paying interest, we are getting interest from.
Yes. So you can see yourself. Let's say I picked up raw material average price about 40 rupees last year in November, for example. If I keep it for 8 months, that raw material will become at least 48 rupees. Because interest part is one part. There is warehousing part. The paddy itself, there is weight shortages, there are various issues. So 40 will become 48. And by the time it is October next year, same thing I will get at 35, 40. So if I am carrying a big inventory, it is very difficult to, make profit on that.
Right. So the intention was not to ask you how big an inventory you are keeping. It's not keeping in mind the KRBLs or the LT Foods of the world are having thousands of crores of inventory. In fact, what we like about Chamanlal is the lean inventory system that we have, the lean balance sheet that we have. Correct. So the concern was not to, basically the concern was, will we get hit by any inventory losses this quarter because the prices have been so volatile, or we still have that lean inventory in the system? That was the intention.
Like I mentioned, for the quarter we have sufficient amount.
I think
for the branded sale where, old rice is required, even after this quarter we have raw material. If some quantity is short, that can be easily bought. So we are again light. We don't have to, we're not a fat company sitting on too much stock. And moment the new crop comes in, the mature one, we'll be jumping on it at the lower price.
Right. So sir, if we move away from the inventory discussion now, and I just take you to suppose say the trajectory that the company is on. So I think if we go back 6-7 years, we were at a 400-500 crore range. Then there were 3-4 years wherein we were at 700-800 crore range. Now this year onwards, we have crossed 1,000 crore, 1,300-1,200 crores. So going forward, say next 2-3 years, like you mentioned, you want to take up branded as a challenge, and you want to take up diabetes as another product line. So going forward next 2-3 years, where are your efforts towards, and what is the kind of trajectory that you want to take up for growth?
Yogesh, my idea is just the bottom line. I follow the bottom line. I never follow the top line. I'm more concerned that I don't pay any bank interest. I buy my raw material at the lowest level. I get the best quality. I manage my bottom line. Top line will manage itself, like you can see in the past. I don't want to give you any false hopes. I don't want to say I'll become a 2,000-3,000 crore company. It will follow. My intention is to buy raw material at the lowest price, best quality, and I want to manage the best bottom line for my company. Top line is not the issue.
I think fantastic. So that's a great way to drive business, and I think that shows in your return metrics and your profitability, cash flows. Just pick up any single metric, and you guys have done really, really well. So, sir, if you can just touch upon the branded business, how you are planning to scale it up, because branded is not a very easy thing to do. And historically, Chamanlal has been a strong player in white labeling. Branding, I think, today, if I'm not wrong, must be less than 5% in our overall business, right? So, and it's not easy. It might require you to burn a lot of cash. It might require you to do something differently from what you have been doing. So just a broad thought process on how you want to do it, how you want to take it up as well.
Branding is like, okay, Chacha, please.
Ankit, let me answer.
Please.
And you can carry on when I'll stop. If you see the first quarter, the rice suitable for diabetic, which is one of the premium rice, and it has more margins as compared to conventional rice. The sale in the first quarter itself is more than the entire year of last year. So it is a very remarkable achievement toward our own brand. One. Secondly, we are set up a team for domestic sales also. And as I said in the last call, to begin with, we will go with the strong distributor instead of burning money to go into the retail market, a high advertisement, all that. That will follow when the conducive time will come, not immediately. And as regard export is concerned, Maharani is already in 38, 39 countries, which Sankesh and Ankit are handling. And I'll ask Sankesh as well as Ankit to 2-minute reply on this issue, how they wish to expand branding sales outside India. Of course, the domestic I have already told you. Ankit, please.
Okay, I think Sankesh can give figures. What is the percentage of branded business we are doing? I think he will share the percentage figures with you. See, branded business is like, raising a baby. It cannot happen overnight. So we are trying our best, and my target is within few years to increase the percentage level to at least 55-60% of our entire revenue. I think this is what my competitors also have achieved. This is the maximum you can do, and I think in few years we would manage that.
Great, sir. I think I'll get back in the queue and let others ask.
Yeah, please.
Next question we have from the line of Mr. Meherwan. Meherwan, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, and thank you for taking my question. So basically, I was just looking at the loss in production or the loss in sales that we had during the first quarter. Do we expect to make this up in Q2, or is lost sales just lost sales?
Yeah, I would answer. It is a very peculiar period. You see, when this Wipro signs were announced in the beginning of June, end of May, the news was coming, a very strong cyclone is likely to come. Then I talked to my clearing agent, those who were sitting in Gandhidham, and one of my clearing agent, he is from Orissa direction, and he has in whole life seen the cyclones, and he was telling me, Mr. Setia, this year they will be very hard on us, cyclone. And a lot of cargo of many people have been destructed in the warehouses. Luckily for our warehouse, we had not a single loss. Many sheds were off of many people. It was, and the entire system was stopped. Truly speaking, it's like washing out of 1 month sale, approx. So it will come back. It's just a happening which happens once in a while. I saw the cyclone of 97 also. I went myself in Kandla. I saw how many people, dead bodies, so many dead bodies on the streets. I saw obnoxious smell and tough time, no water, no electricity, nothing. So these things, because sea area is prone to these things, and export will happen through sea route only. We have no other option. So it's just a matter of chance. And yes, this corresponding quarter of China sales were coming. We know that they were prohibited in September. And we had already stopped our own sales to China at one point of time because it was giving hardly any margins to us. We go, as Ankit said, we care for our bottom line. And also, I also said it earlier in past meetings and today also, the true marker of any business is profitability. And that has to be there for sustainability and long growth. And it will very easily come. We are confident in next into quarter. Because as a business person, we personally don't see the quarters. We always target our annual performance.
Okay,
if I were to look at your other expenses, they have moved up by about 10 crore on a Q-on-Q basis. I thought they'd be lower since we've had less exports shipped out, etc. So I was wondering what was the reason for that.
1 second.
Okay, Meherwan, I like to add what my uncle just said. See, understand little bit about rice business, right? It's a game of demand and supply. Okay?
Yeah.
You put a ban on white rice, there is a chaos in US. You must have seen the news also.
Yeah, we've seen the clips.
Right. So what will happen when there is a chaos in US? All your US customers will be after your life to ship them rice.
Correct.
Right. So you will see a quarter where, too much rice will go to USA. And then let's say somebody with, let's say someone who can absorb 1 container, he will absorb 3 containers, and then he will be silent for the next 1 or 2 months. So what I'm trying to say is, rice business, the way we are doing it, it is not possible to have like quarters where your revenue is almost similar. You will see some quarters where, the revenue is going to go up. There will be some quarters where revenue is going to come down. Because this business is demand based. Right now, there is a transition from higher price to lower price. So the intelligent customer will only buy what is required. Because everybody knows that in November, the prices of raw material are going to go down. So if you know that, for example, tomato prices are up right now. If you know that next month tomato prices are going to go down, maybe you will start buying less. So similar is rice business, it's a commodity business. The intelligent buyer will reduce his buying in this quarter. Having said that, exceptionally, because of the ban of white rice, even in this quarter, there is too much demand. So if you compare it with last year quarter, you will see this quarter is going to be very good.
And your question about
Chacha will tell you about expenses.
Quarter on quarter, it is less by 27% in totality. I don't know, you are asking for some particular expense. Maybe that if you can point it out.
No, see, other expenses are 24 crore versus 10 crore if I were to look at it on a quarter-on-quarter basis.
But I'm counting the total. It's my 20% less, 27% less negative. This is what my calculation is in my front.
Okay. So would you have something
I'll ask my team to look at if there is anything.
Sure, sir, because
another 10-15.
In other expenses, I thought the cost of transportation would have come down. On a year,
that has come down. Admittedly,
they are down sharply. They are down from 55 crores to 24 crores. But I was just seeing on a quarter-on-quarter basis, there was like an increase. So that is what.
Quarter-on-quarter expenses are less.
Other expenses, just other expenses.
Okay. I'll look into it and also.
Sure. So, and do we have an annual target for volumes in Basmati which we could share? or a growth target at least?
Annual volume or annual revenue, it's one and the same thing. If that will grow, that will also grow. Of course, you see, nothing at the cost of loss. We know the people in the industry, they are working at the break even with 400 crore, 300. I'm not talking about listed, even unlisted companies also. That is not our way of business. Every single container going out of the factory, we calculate, we earned or we lost. Every transaction, that is the way of business. Because Mr. Maheshwari, I'm not sure if you have more acquaintance about our industry. In this industry, a lot of people lost money. A lot of people.
Right.
There was bloodbath in this industry, but we sustained because of our principles.
Right. So we've done quite well.
We are one of the oldest since 1974. We are into rice business, and from 77 we started selling in the domestic market. 82 we started exported. 89 we became export house. 95 put up a new unit in Karnal. We had to move from Punjab. So and so forth. It's a stepwise, slow and steady wins the race story.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. Wish you all the best, and that was all from my side.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we take the next question, I have a question on the chat box from the line of Mr. Rishikesh. He wants to understand what is the blended sales as a percentage of revenue in Q1 FY24 and what blended sales target do we have for FY24 and 25?
Will answer. Yes, let me answer. If we compare quarter on quarter preceding last year, even the annual sales of brand are 7 to 8% in the entire year, and in this particular quarter we have achieved 17% of our flagship brand Maharani Rice. So this is the beginning of the trend, and if it went on, and it will definitely go on because of the few new distributors who shown a lot of interest in Maharani, and they bought. Even the Russia also has started for our brand recently. So the brand will grow. Domestic we are doing to grow. And Ankit has set around 50% sales as a target. We put this target at least to some extent will definitely achieve because even the investors like you have encouraged us that we have to go for brand, and we have made it a target. We have prepared a team for domestic sale and international business. These two boys, Ankit and Sankesh, are working hard on that.
The next question from the line of Mr. Rishikesh is what are the EBITDA margin for the branded products?
Specifically, EBITDA for branded is not calculated. Specifically for any brand, EBITDA is not calculated. Okay. But that's because in this particular quarter, the sales of brand are up. Obviously, EBITDA must be high. But specifically for brand in the entire performance, you can not calculate. Brand margin is high otherwise. And this particularly, it's our rice suitable for diabetic is high price as compared to conventional.
Okay. So we will move on to the question queue. The next question is from the line of Richa. Richa, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you for the opportunity. So my question is, I just wanted to get a bit more understanding about this rice ban because most of the procurement, happens in by the peak is November, as you said. Now, knowing the situation, do you expect the paddy prices also to go up, and considering that the liquidation will happen over a period of months, and by then we don't know what the end prices would be, maybe the ban would be lifted. So what is your confidence on maintaining the gross margin at 25% level?
Look, you see, it still matters. The satellite data of the entire basmati crop is yet to come. It is yet to be correctly seen how much is disrupted with the flooding and how much, because as I said earlier, that non-basmati is not likely to be grown. But yes, basmati variety like 1509 or anyone can be grown till 15th August. That can be, plantation can take place. Now, it's the commodity business. It is one product once in a year basmati comes. It depends upon the entire size of the crop, how the prices will come. That cannot be, that can be visualized, of course, but that cannot be, with some determination, cannot be said what will be the prices. Now it depends. If the prices are high at the point of buying, it is not in our favor. If the prices are lower at the time of any business, at the time of procurement, the prices are low, they help. And sometimes, what happens, the prices are high and they are absorbed by the foreign customer, again it gives money. So it's a very subjective question. But we are, with our experience of so many years, we know we will perform well. We'll buy very right time, we will sell right time. And we are not into paddy buying and manufacturing and exporting. We buy a lot of rice from the market. It's traded goods and we recondition that and export. A lot of new rice mills have come and they are newcomers. We are their customer. We know we'll get a lot of rice also. So we can maintain our performance.
Okay. And so in the recent quarters, you have spoken about, some of the innovative varieties which can be cooked very fast within a few minutes. So any kind of progress or development or updates you would like to share on that?
Ankit, you are there?
Hanji, I'm here.
Ankit, you better answer this. Huh?
So, Richa, can you repeat your question, please? You're asking
My
about
question was about, the innovative variety for which I think you were also looking for patents, which can be cooked in 2 minutes, rice that can be cooked in 2 minutes, or vitamin fortified rice.
Right. Like diabetic rice, like we've just experimenting on smoked rice. We keep on doing these kind of things. Yes.
Okay. So, but do you expect this to be launched, in this year, or some timelines if you could give insights on?
We keep on launching new products which we are innovating. We have a very strong R&D team, and you can see what we've achieved with diabetic rice. Like Mr. Sankesh said, the sales are going up. The revenue is very good. The bottom line also very good with the brand.
All right.
It will keep on happening.
Richa, I would like to add, we have come out with the brown rice, which is quick cooking. Because normally the natural brown rice takes 30 to 40 minutes, 35 minutes to cook. And nobody has patience to cook that so long, and it takes more fire. And it even destroys some of the vitamins with overcooking. And my brother Vijay has worked so hard on this rice, and our rice is cooked in 12-13 minutes. Ankit, I'm right?
Absolutely right. We are trying to reduce it to 6 minutes.
You are trying to reduce it, but right now we have already achieved 10 to 12 minutes, which is a normal time for conventional rice also cooks in this time. So this brown sales, we are quite confident that will sell. That will increase our sales, and rice suitable for diabetic has always taken off. So, and the other quick cooking and all that, they are in lab experiments as yet. And for commercial production, let's see when they come. Right now, that cannot be predicted. Maybe 1 year, 1.5 years, or max 2 years, but that will be there.
Okay, all the best for that. And sir, please correct me if I'm wrong, but as per my understanding, in FY21, the overall share of branded rice, all the brands combined, was around 21%. Is that understanding correct?
No, not 21%. In this particular, repeat.
So I was just, going through some notes on the company from different sources, and one of these suggested that in FY21, the share, overall branded share, all the brands, not just Maharani, was around 21%. So I just wanted to confirm if that is correct, and if yes, then what is the combined share of all the brands, let's say in FY23?
This in FY21, our branded sale, including all brands, was 8 to 10%. And in this particular year, I have specifically calculated this Maharani, which is flagship, which we are targeting always, is 17%. And of course, 2-3% would be the other brands also. What you say, 20-21% is right.
Okay. Thank you so much. All the best.
Next question we have from the line of Mr. Siddharth. Siddharth, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi everyone, am I audible?
You are, Siddharth.
Yeah, hi Rajiv, hi everyone from Chamanlal Setia. My sincere gratitude towards how you grown this company to this far. So my question is about our international business. So currently, if you see, right, we are getting into new geographies and we are getting new businesses, right? So if I see LT Foods and KRBL also, they are able to grow their international. So it's more or less kind of a pattern, at least in the listed space. But if I see the basmati exports for last 5 years, which you presented in your investor presentation, volume-wise, it's more or less flat for last 5 years. So my question is, from where we are getting these new businesses? Is it something like other weaker players are getting out and you are getting their share from the market, or is it the market is really growing and you are getting those shares? Like, from where we are getting this? And is this a sustainable growth or what? Like basmati is more or less kind of matured market, and hereafter you have to get share from other players instead of the market is getting bigger.
Whom I am talking to you, Mr.
Siddharth.
Siddharth, okay. Ankit, I will reply and you will add on to it. Look, if we want to increase the sales, it's a 1-minute job. There are customers, those who are ready to buy 5,000, 10,000 tons. They are sitting in Saudi, Iraq, these kind of countries. But they don't let us learn at all. If you earn just 1%, 0.5%, 2%, you never know. Even by volatility of currency, you may end up losing money. Increase of volume and increase of revenue is not difficult at all in our industry. You can sell instantly. But that is not way of our company. We have a very separate business right now in 92 countries, small consignment, maximum 10, 15, 20 containers, not beyond that. We entertain one container order also, 2, 5, 10. It's as regard risk is concerned, it's a separate risk. If we lose one country, for example, we were exporting reasonably good quantity to Ukraine also every month, but that country is no longer existing for export. So it did not hurt us. Had we been exporting to Iraq, Iran, and Saudi Arabia, the big players, and one goes out of that, and your business is dead behind. So
Rajiv,
this is
Rajiv, sorry to cut you short.
yeah,
My
please.
question is more about industry level. So yeah, I understand our company philosophy. Like you are not
Yeah.
focused on just a top line, right? So yeah, I could see this in results, but I'm more interested in how is the trend, like because if you see, right, the export remains. If you see Indian export data, it remains flat. Right? So is my question is like, this market is really growing for basmati, or
Yeah.
every player is bigger players are going out and better players like us getting out?
Actually, I understood your question. This is Sankesh Setia. I'll just answer your question very quickly. Your basic question is either we are getting sales by killing our competitor, or are we getting the sales high because basmati share is growing? Am I right?
Yes.
So the basic thing is they both go hand in hand. First of all, yes, basmati share is increasing. Basmati, wherever it goes, to whichever geography, whichever country it enters, people get a very quick habit of basmati. And if you look at last 10 years, I've seen myself where countries were buying about 5,000 to 6,000 tons of basmati, and today they are buying about 50,000 to 60,000 tons of basmati, which is almost 10x. So yes, basmati share generally is also growing every year, but also yes, since we are one of the largest private labeler from India for basmati, and then we also supply a brand. So a lot of competitors are not able to compete in kind of service what we provide to our customers. They are not able to provide. So automatically a lot of business in all the geographies where we are present does come to us. It's because of the packaging, because of a lot of aspects, because of a lot of
Sankesh
and everything. So we do get business. We try to capture how much we can, and there is no overcommitment. Because a lot of our competitors do a lot of overcommitment in terms of basmati rice business, and we are very loyal, straightforward, without any wrong commitments. So whoever works with us is always with us, and we take care of their brands in terms of OEM. And yes, so it's both. It goes both ways. So we do get business of our competitors, yes, and we of course the basmati rice share is also growing. So it's both ways. It's not one of the things.
No, but it was a little different question. Sankesh, let me explain to the gentleman. The export, Indian entire export is 4 to 4.5 million ton. That is the issue. Does it expand to 5 million, 5.5, 6 million ton? Out of the 8 million ton, 6 to 7 million ton is the crop. Somewhere we read 8 million ton. Okay. If the pie increases, means it goes to 6 million ton, then everyone has a scope. This kind of like now it is 4.5 or 4 million ton. We are snatching from each other, but the overall country export remains the same. I think that's the question. Am I right?
Yeah.
That was your question, Mr. Siddharth.
Yeah, kind of, yes.
Yeah, but one thing I would add here, it is gradually growing. Gradually it's growing, and Pakistan, I believe, is no longer competitor, and it will grow in the coming years.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, sir. Yeah. I could see the passion and commitment of your family towards this business. So yeah, just all the best for all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. The next question is from the line of Dhiral Shah. Dheeraj, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, as you are looking to increase your branded, retail business, so my question is, sir, there are already other brands, who are there into the market. So what differentiation, we are trying to bring into this?
Ankit and Sankesh, you both answer. Yes, Ankit, you first.
Okay, so you're saying there's already competition in the market. There are already too many brands in the market. What can we do to increase?
Exactly, sir.
So I think in India, maybe there are only two brands. One would be India Gate, and another one will be Dawat. Still, there is lot of scope. There is lot of gap. There is lot of void to be filled. This is my first point. Second point is, the good thing about India is the demand for basmati rice is growing. And it's a big country. There is still big scope for us to grow.
Okay.
So, I don't feel there is any competition. This is what I feel, number one. Number two, if you see Chamanlal Setia, we are a light company. We are not heavyweights like our competitors. So in terms of pricing, in terms of service, in terms of relationship, I feel we can do better than them.
Okay, so what sort of investment, you will be required, to set up, let's say, marketing team or a distribution, network, for increasing our branded retail sales?
I'll give you an example. We have a distributor in Saudi Arabia. We are distributing Mithas brand through him. And we are distributing last, I think, 7 years. And sales are growing. I said before also, branded sale is like raising a baby. You cannot just escalate the process. It is a slow process, and my target is, in next few years, we will try to achieve 50% of our revenue as branded sales.
Okay, so what kind of investment this would be required?
There is no investment required. It is just the time which is required. The infrastructure is ready. We are already doing non-branded business through that infrastructure. Same infrastructure will be used to pack branded rice.
Okay. And so let's say once we reach the 50% of the sales from the branded retail, so how this will improve our margin overall?
If you look at the branded business we are doing, we do good margins through it. So of course, if the percentage of that goes up, of course the profitability will go up. You can see KRBL, they are doing branded business. What kind of profits they are doing? Those are
okay.
Those are achievable. Once we are also, branded, more branded, I would say.
Okay, sure. And so last one thing, sir, we have seen that we have increased our gross block substantially from FY22 to FY23. So if you can give the details of where we have actually increased our capacity or what we have done, by increasing our gross block.
I will answer. We have two kind of capacities. I have explained in the past also. One is paddy to rice manufacturing. We have 4 plants. Because in the existing plant there is improvisation and the capacity is very high. Each plant can mill about 60 to 70 ton rice per day, and in all 4 it's reasonably good quantity. Apart from that, we have packing processing capacity. We buy a lot of rice from supporting mills or small mills. Those who are with the limited cash flow, they manufacture the rice and next day they have to sell. They don't export, they don't market, they sell loose rice. So we are buyer for that. We buy as per our own specification, quality checks and all that. FOR factory. If it is rice is good, is our. If it is bad, it's his choice. We make the payment in 2 to 3, 4 days by deducting 2% cash discount. We get a good margin on that, whereas the interest after subvention from the bank is 4 to 5% to us. So if we have more demand, we have hardly any capitalization. We put 2 more Sortex plants. What do they cost? 2 crore rupees, 1.5 crore, 2 crore rupees. We can increase the capacity very quickly. So we have enough. We have 28-acre land of the factory, and we can install. We have unit. We can do. Sanket,
So with this capex, how much we have increased our processing capacity?
We can. Sanket, don't speak. Put on unmute if you are talking with someone else. Look, we have the best, the real marker of the capacity is how much outgo per day. We have capacity to send 24, 23, 25 container every day. This is what we have checked. That's the real capacity. Capacity doesn't matter what is producing and what we can pack and dispatch is the real capacity in my opinion. And Ankit, how many container highest we did in any day? If you recall?
Hi. I'd like to say something before.
Go ahead.
To the number of containers we are doing every day. See, if you look at the profile of Chamanlal Setia Exports, we have the biggest customer profile. The number of APIDAs. APIDA is something where, when you export to one buyer, you need to take APIDA from the government.
Yeah.
Chamanlal Setia takes every month maximum number of APIDAs. There is no company, rice basmati company in India which takes so many APIDAs because the customer base is so big. We have customers starting from 1 container and we have customers taking 10 containers, 20 containers like that. So when you're dealing with too many people, when you're dealing with too many customers, when you're dealing with too many SKUs, you need bigger, more number of production lines. Because there will be wastages because you're going to change the raw material, you're going to change the packagings too frequently. If you compare it with another company who's dealing only with Iran or Saudi Arabia, maybe they are running one brand for 10 days. Maybe they are, the batch size is very big. They are running 3,000 tons, 4,000 tons, one brand. In our case, one brand can be 50 tons. Moment 50 tons finishes, we have to start with the second brand. So there are some losses. Because of that, we have more number of lines. We are running 18 color sorters. So, with this kind of setup, still we manage 20-25 containers every day.
So with this capex, how much additional lines we have put up? Just wanted to ask that. But how much additional line we have put up and how much this will increase our turnover?
See, we are running 18 lines. I don't know how much capex is involved in it, but these lines are not expensive. There is not much money which goes in to install them.
Okay, no issue, sir. I'll take this offline. Okay, just to understand the detail of this capex. No issue, sir. Thank you so much.
The machinery part is not expensive to increase your packaging.
But sir, our capex is huge, right? We have almost double our capex. So 50 crore gross block. So 50 crore gross block is now went to about almost 110 crore.
So yeah, you are doing a turnover of 1,300 crore rupees, and how do you expect me to manage 1,300 crores? And you want me to grow also? You want me to become 2,000 crore company?
No, sir, exactly. So that's what I was asking, sir. How much incremental revenue we can generate from the capex that we have done? So my question was that only.
See, a lot of capex goes in improvisation of things also. Not only in increasing the production or the revenue. I give you an example. We've recently started investing into silos. Now this is better storage of raw material, and this is where a lot of money goes in. We've installed around 8 or 9 new silos. It is going to overall benefit us because we will be reducing our cost in crates, wooden crates, which were used to store the raw material. So once we put the paddy into silos, we don't need the wooden crates. These wooden crates are very expensive. We don't need jute bags. Jute bags is very expensive. One jute bag is like 100 rupees. So imagine 1 million bags. How much can be the saving? But this saving will come maybe in next 2 years, 3 years. You will see in the balance sheet.
Okay. Thank you so much for the detail.
The next question is from the line of Harsh Vidya. Harsh, you can unmute and ask the question.
Hi, thanks for this opportunity. I have a question for Ankit. So the first question that I have is about our diabetic rice segment. So is this being only sold under our own brand, or are we also doing packaging for other brands?
Diabetic is strictly under Maharani brand. Or we have one more brand called Rice Plus that is also owned by us. We don't do private label in diabetic, and we don't intend to do that in anytime.
And have we also seen traction in India itself from this segment?
Say that again, please. I didn't get you. We are seeing what?
Are we seeing traction in domestic sales as well from our diabetic rice, or is it largely for export markets?
As far as now, we are only promoting it in exports.
Okay. My next question is a bit more strategic in nature. I've been following the company for quite a long time, and only in this call I realized that our focus is kind of shifted towards doing more business in our branded segment. Earlier, we were very happy co-packaging for other OEMs or other brands, whereas now it seems that the company's direction has kind of shifted towards manufacturing in our own brand. Do you maybe want to talk more about this and why this strategic shift has happened, and is this observation correct?
Your observation is correct. The reason I can share what I feel is, I look at companies with lower profitability than us. They are doing lower turnovers, lower profitabilities. I don't want to name anyone, and their market caps are higher than us. So the difference what I see is that they are more into branding and we are less into branding. So we also want to, become like them. We can achieve. It's not difficult. It's matter of time. Our team is young. My brother is working very hard, and moment we are 50-60% branded, then maybe the market cap goes higher.
Okay.
We get a better evaluation for our company. You look at the PB ratio; it is too low. The company itself is very rich.
I fully agree. Also, the way Chamanlal has executed in this industry without having a lot of debt on the balance sheet, without raising equity for a very long period of time. So on a very low capital base, the company has achieved a lot. 100 crore PAT is not a mean feat by any imagination. And I feel the company is definitely undervalued, and I value this strategic pivot which we have taken. Maybe can you also talk a little bit more about our branded sales distribution? Like, what is the kind of team we have set up for improving our own marketing?
Right.
Ankit, let me answer and you will add to it. Actually, you see, there is one part online sale that is going, but not considerably high to talk about. But yes, we are adding into taking into consideration consultancies also, that how to increase these sales. One. Secondly, I said in the past also, in India itself, there are many vacant markets where our rice is not available, even with the distributors. Not to talk about mom-pop store and small shops, because we are yet to set up new distributor in many parts of India, which we are about to do. And the way of sales will be not burning the money immediately. We'll sell to the distributor, let him sell to small places. Our money is also safe with the strong distributor. And the stage for advertising to make it a household name is a secondary aspect. We don't want to burn money now and not to get any result. First, we have to have a distributor in every single big town of the country. Then they will be selling to marketing all around. Then the time of marketing and time of reaching each kitchen will come. that LT people, Dawat and KRBN have wonderfully done, and there are just two brands. And India is a very vast market, a lot of vacuum is there, and the income of the people is coming up in this country, and as regards food is concerned, taste is concerned, quality is concerned, people don't mind paying high price, and they show loyalty of the brand also when it goes. I'm watching it in the online sales. There is reputation always. Once who buys a 5 kg bag comes with a 20 kg packing also size. I mean four packings. So this is gradually developing. We want to develop without taking risk and without spoiling money. We don't want to waste money. We want to achieve, and gradually, whenever the stage will be conducive, we'll go for advertising in a big way. Ankit, you add to it.
I'm sorry, I could not understand your question. Can you repeat it, please?
No. Ankit, the question, I want you to speak next.
Right, but
how to increase domestic market? This is the question. Branded sales. How to increase? What is your vision to increase branded sale? This is the question.
Like you rightly said.
I have answered. I think you heard that.
I think you covered my point of increasing the number of distributors.
Mm-hmm.
That is the right way to do it.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you for answering my questions. I also see other people have questions, and I'll let them ask more questions. Thank you.
We shall take the last question from the line of Aman Mandrecha. Aman, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, hi Ankit. I have a question for you. So I'm just trying to understand the strategy over here. As we have mentioned that we are going to focus on the branded sales and going to increase the contribution from current 15% to around 55 to 60%. And if you look at the likes of the largest players, so the strategy that they are deploying is that they will hold the inventory, they will age the rice, and then they will sell it. Then they will sell it so that will fetch higher realization. And as you know, the export market, the Middle East market, and etc., they have the higher recall for the aged rice, the likes of KRBL and Foods, if I name the players. So am I understanding it correctly that, as you mentioned, that we will sell the inventory before the new season arrives, and we'll try to replenish the inventory and buy at a cheaper cost? So where are we? Where are we in the value chain? Are we selling the aged rice, or are we just trying to sell the rice? So that, because there will be obviously a differentiation in realization between, for example, if a 5 kg bag is sold for, let's say, Maharani brand, if a 5 kg bag is sold for an India Gate brand. So I'm just trying to understand the strategy. We are not focusing on the aged rice under the branded segment, or where are we going? Some light on that would help a lot.
What I understand is your concern that without aged rice, how can we do branded business? How can we make money? Is that right?
I'm not that thing. I'm just trying to understand where's the market place. The export market is more concerned towards the aged rice thing, or the export market is more towards how is the marketplace in both the terms? Obviously, you will be able to do the business for both the things, but what is more lucrative? Are you not looking to go for the aged rice thing, and you're looking to stay in this segment only going forward?
See, let's say India does in 1 year 5 million tons of basmati rice. This is the total size of the sales. Okay? Okay. I don't think aged rice would be more than 100,000 tons.
Okay. In the total pie of 5 million tons, you're saying that it won't be more than 100,000 tons.
I think it would be maybe 75,000 tons. It is not more than that. Maybe 100,000 tons maximum.
Okay.
Right. So it is not difficult to achieve. We have the brands, the sales are picking up. It is not difficult for us to age the rice. When they are required, we will have the raw material.
Ankit, you are skipping one thing which I had discussion with Vijay. The rice, dry heat rice in raw form could be a big game changer for us. That can compete even the aged rice any top variety rice, any branded rice. This is what Vijay is going to do in the next season. I think you forget, you check again. You forget this. That is the game changer. This is what I've said in the past meetings also. And Vijay said in the ensuing season, I'm totally fit for that rice.
So what I'm trying to say is, it is manageable, what you're asking. I would like to add, from the past questions, some re-evaluation of our land, factory land was done. And during that re-evaluation, it has been put on the company notice that I think the price of land from 25-30 crores, it has gone up to 85 crores. The land prices have gone up. It has been put. That can be seen in the PB ratio also. I don't know the exact figure, but it has gone up 4 times. The land which is owned by Chamanlal Setia Exports.
Thanks everyone for the participation. On behalf of Anandati and Chamanlal Setia, I will take that as the last question. Anybody who wishes to ask a question and who have a question, they can actually write to Chamanlal Setia's Investment Relations team. The email ID is shared in the presentation for the same. I will like to hand over the call to Mr. Rajesh Setia for his closing comment. Sir, you can take the closing comment and then close the call.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone who joined. If you have any other question, you can write mail to us and we'll be glad to answer. If something remained unanswered from us or somewhere misinterpreted, we apologize for that and you can write to us. One thing more, if you go to YouTube and write Maharani Rice, you can visit our factory. It's already on the YouTube. It will also give some idea about the company. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We'll close the call now. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Recording stopped.